Hello, and welcome back to the story of Terra Luna's rise and fall. What will happen to her in the future? Luna's iconic photograph was shattered to bits. However, many people are still unsure of how Terra came to be destroyed. What went wrong? And why did it go to a negative value? My head was spinning. What had happened? Just to be on the safe side, I'll explain it to you if you don't work on it. Like this till the next time. There's a sudden rise in fortune for one person, while others lose everything. This week was no different, with Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Coinbase all taking a heavy hit, and even Binance had to halt trade. In just one day, the price of Bitcoin dropped by 8% to $27,000. A 25% drop in profitability for Coinbase, the world's largest cryptocurrency exchange, sparked a wave of panic in the industry. The stablecoin caused this sell-off. I'm going to go over a few things with you now. By the way, this is a fantastic video. Despite the downward market, Binance continued to operate. That's what they reiterated, that the Bitcoin was the reason for the halt. Because Coinbase is so closely tied to the cryptocurrency market, it is falling when the market is down. Coinbase will also be affected, given the company's entire portfolio is currently seeing a decline. And as a result, their activity levels have decreased, which is entirely natural, right? But what happened to Terra Luna? As though the market was going down a notch or two, there was a lot of shorting going on. Luna, on the other hand, is the one who pumped in the final 5% of the fuel. Shockwaves have been fired across the cryptosphere on earnings. The stablecoin Terra USD, known as USD in the market, lost its peg to the US dollar and wiped away the support of its non-stablecoin partner Luna, which plunged 99%. Losing billions of dollars in a few minutes. Now it hasn't even fallen by 1/10%. They've gained 100% days. By midday Thursday, the price had dropped to barely 2 cents from $6.75 on Wednesday, just like every other kind. So many people would buy something for 2 cents right now if it were available. However, it used to cost $86, and it went down in a big way overnight. We're just going through the motions here. It was also losing its worth. Every time I thought it couldn't get much lower, it did. However, this does not imply that Terra Luna Classic will experience this at this time. When the defamation turns into a slander, I'll start believing in the token market fall. Cryptocurrency prices plunged, wiping almost $200 billion in total worth, and many were rushing for the exits. The fact that this happened to a stablecoin, which is intended to be tethered to real-world currencies and operate as a safe haven for cryptocurrency investors, is the primary cause for alarm. The well-known YouTuber lost over $3 million in a few months after making the mistake, as Casey discovered the hard way. So relax and take a seat while we explain Terra's plight. Yakasai, I'm guessing, has recovered from this, but he's still received 3 million yen. He lost 3 million out of the 3 million he paid for it, and he couldn't get it back, unfortunately. However, my thoughts and prayers are with Siddle. And what happened to Terra Luna? This is how it went down. Terra Luna is the name of what? It's worth noting, however, that Terra is a stablecoin that is based on algorithms and game theory. In the Wild West of crypto, Ponzi-nomics was supposed to keep the value of the coin stable and provide some stability. UST, on the other hand, was an algorithmic stablecoin that relies on a series of smart contracts to maintain the price of a dollar constant. As for Terra's satellites, Luna stands out. With Terra trading at the same rate as the dollar, it has always been feasible to trade one for the other, and vice versa. So there you have it, a very satisfactory answer. It is possible to exchange 4 Luna for a dollar, and a dollar for Luna, and vice versa, with a profit if you do so with their money. That is of critical importance. However, this is a two-way street. The USD isn't converted to Ethereum, and it's not bundled with an actual dollar, or euro, or anything. It was completely defenseless. It was a stablecoin based on an algorithm. Terra's currency would track the dollar's value, whereas Luna's would vary. As long as Luna has value, Luna should be worth $1 at all times. What went wrong? The Luna Foundation got a crypto group, and its operator were compelled to sell their Bitcoin holdings to try and save the stablecoin, which in turn pulled down the value of BTC and influenced the entire market as a result of the sell-off. They had to make billions of dollars in sales. They had to sell billions of dollars in order to avoid a catastrophic collapse. Assume you just walk into a bank and tell them you need $1,500,000. It's inevitable that this will lead to a market crash. A lot of people say this, too. It was foreseen. However, I'm not so sure. People probably expected the price to fall as a result of the glut of inventory on the market. As if that wasn't bad enough. When we viewed the charts in March and May, they were all falling. So much was sold that it was merely a spike in a decline in demand for the product. I've never seen that many items sold at once in the history of the world. Dogecoin, a 30-year-old Singaporean and Stanford dropout who established the currencies in 2018, came up with the original idea for 1.5 billion coins. Each of Terra and Lunar is supposed to balance the other out, creating or destroying the other dependent on supply and demand. US would buy USD and then buy Lunar at a discount to prop up the price of USD if it ever went below $1 arbitrage. Lunar coins would be used to buy and resell USD if the price of USD went beyond $1, which would lower the value of Terra when USD value decreases. I think that's an excellent rationalization. That's how it went. Luna was the quant telling everyone to focus on maintaining an upward trend in the scale. There were those who said no, that was not what we wanted. We'd like to get off the train. Typically, they kept the profit before they kept the scale, because Luna fluctuated in value. Everyone with $200,000 made an extra $2,000 because to the market. However, things have gotten a little more difficult. The price of Luna is meant to rise since Luna holders are supposed to automatically trade in their currencies. On paper, it was a clever idea, but it was only effective. According to others, the precipitous decline is the result of a huge entity dumping billions of USD onto the market, shattering the currency's peg to the US dollar. Algorithmic stablecoins, on the other hand, have been criticized for their over-reliance on predictable demand. Binance briefly halted trading on both coins because they were plummeting at such a rapid pace. You may be wondering why Terra attracted so many investors. As a result of the anchor on Terra blockchain savings system, which offered investors of LEU a 20% yearly dividend, demand for the stablecoin was boosted. 20% a year is a lot more than any other tokens. That's a plus. Max. We invested about 5% in cryptos. When stablecoin transactions are processed, I receive rewards akin to dividends. Additionally, holders of the Terra stablecoin were able to vote on taxation and government. Ponzi-nomics were evident to some, implying that anticipating a 20% return for nothing meant you'll end up with a 20% return on nothing. Prior to the current problem, he was widely disliked for saying that he does not discuss the poor on Reddit. However, he is making an effort to bring the cherished coin people back to life. No, I don't believe that the coin crash was meant to be a symbol. There are two sides to this narrative, and it's clear that no one predicted this disaster.